My name is Kiki Meehan. I'm the teacher for the primary autism classroom in Princeton Public School. My presentation is a modified overview of the zones of regulation. I was able to attend the zones of regulation training back in 2016, and what I found was the program had some great concepts, but were not easily accessible to our learners with language or learning issues, particularly in the self-contained setting. I felt strongly that the materials could be broken down into simpler parts and made accessible to all learners. I've broken down each zone into the following parts: emotion words, what words go with each color zone, what the emotions look like, what are the clues you see in a person's body that tells you how they might be feeling, what causes the emotion. Emotions often don't come out of nowhere. We discuss scenarios that may cause a person to feel the emotion, positive expressions of that emotion. Many times our learners use behaviors to express their emotions. I teach them phrases to express their emotions in a more positive way. And finally, calming strategies. Now that we've identified the emotion, causes, and how to express the emotion, what do we do with those negative feelings? I have my students practice calming techniques to help regulate the negative emotions. I often start with the red zone because it is the most obvious emotion to start with. So I start off with this slide. We start off practicing the emotion words. I use two more simpler words for the red zone: mad and angry. We practice saying the words and often writing the words. Then I use this box. What does it look like? I'll often ask the learners what they notice about the pictures that they see. I like using GIFs because it gives a little video clip about that emotion and makes the emotion a little bit more obvious. So I like to ask the kids what kind of clues they see in the pictures. I then move on and tell them that they are emotion detectives. So what are some of the clues that tell you that someone is mad? Looking at their body, that we notice their bodies are moving too fast. If you look at their faces, their eyebrows are often pointing down. They may be yelling. Their body and their faces may be tight. Their hands may be gripped into fists or shaking. We go on to talk about causes. What makes you mad? What might put someone in the red zone? I will take answers if they have some ideas of their own, but I also offer some ideas. Someone taking something from you. If a friend comes up to you and you're playing with a toy and they take it away, that might cause you to be angry. Getting pushed or yelled at might make you mad. If you like something that someone has and they don't want to share with you, that might make you mad. Being told no. People don't like being told no. Having to wait, or a change in your routine. These are all common causes that might make someone mad. What can you say? So if you're feeling upset, frustrated, or mad, instead of using your hands or screaming or acting out, you can use these phrases. I'm mad. I'm feeling angry. I don't like that. I need help. I don't want that. And then I go around the room and we practice using those phrases. Once we practice that, we go on to practice calming strategies. I will often put up on the board different calming tools that we can try out to see if they, in fact, calm our bodies down. This might include yoga stretches. It might have breathing tools. We might do countdowns or different strategies to try out. In my lessons, I might also include a read aloud story where a character goes through an emotion, finds a calming strategy, and winds up being calm at the end. The next zone I like to touch on is the yellow zone. The yellow zone is when you're starting to get too silly or mad. So emotion words, the yellow zone actually incorporates a lot of different emotions. So it can incorporate silly or starting to get too mad, frustrated. It also incorporates being scared, being worried, or getting too excited. So again, I offer pictures and GIFs and ask the students what they notice about the people in those pictures and GIFs. I'll ask them what their bodies look like, what do their faces look like, and see what their answers might be. I then ask them to be emotion detectives, and we talk about their body. So in the yellow zone, their bodies are starting to move too fast. They are distracted. They have a hard time paying attention, and they are definitely not ready to learn. So yellow zone reasons why someone might be in the yellow zone: if they see something scary, if something's funny and they just kind of can't stop laughing, or if they're frustrated because something feels like it's too hard. Phrases that they can say if they're feeling in the yellow zone: they can tell a grown-up, I'm scared. I'm feeling silly. I'm frustrated. Again, I have the learners go around the room and practice those phrases. After we practice the phrases, I again introduce new strategies in addition to the old strategies that we learned with the red zone. We may practice new yoga moves, new breathing techniques. We may play with Play-Doh. We may have sensory toys, all different things that may help the kiddos learn how to calm their bodies down. And at the end, I have another read aloud video that expresses a character having feelings, using a strategy, and getting past it and calming down. The next zone I like to introduce is the blue zone. So in the blue zone, the emotions and the emotions words that I target are sad, sick, tired, and shy. I give examples of that in the next box, and I ask my learners what they notice. Again, I ask them to look at the bodies and faces of the people and characters that I have up on the board. As emotion detectives, we notice that people in the blue zone move slowly. They might have a fever or a cough, or they may not be getting enough sleep. Reasons for being in the blue zone might be if you have a fever, if you stayed up too late, or if you lost a toy or something happened to make you sad. Phrases you might say if you're feeling in the blue zone: I feel sick. I am tired. I feel sad. I feel shy. Some strategies might be coloring, reading a book, breathing techniques, talking to a grown-up, or asking for a hug. I end my lesson with a read aloud book about a character who felt sad and used a strategy in order to feel better. The last zone I touch upon is the green zone. The green zone I always emphasize is where we want to be. So emotion words that go with the green zone are calm, happy, and focused. I show my learners these 3 little boxes with characters in them, and I ask them what they noticed. What do you notice about their faces and about their bodies that indicate they might be in the green zone? Being the motion detectives we are, we notice that their bodies are calm and relaxed. The person might be smiling. The person may be paying attention and ready to learn. So what puts you in the green zone or keeps you in the green zone? Doing something you like being on the playground, spending time with people you like, or having fun learning. So phrases you can say to let people know that you're in the green zone. I feel calm. I feel happy. And I'm having fun. So strategies to keep yourself in the green zone might be eating healthy and good foods, getting plenty of sleep, asking for breaks when you need them. I would then end my lesson with a little spot of happiness. This is a wonderful book that talks about what it feels like to be happy and calm and focused and all the different things that might get you there or keep you there.